Hey guys and gals, today I'll be talking about the Leprechaun franchise. But I'll be talking about it from 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will not be talking about Leprechaun Origins, because that to me has nothing to do with the Leprechaun franchise. As for Leprechaun 4, as for Leprechaun 5 and 6, when he was in the hood, it will not be talking about in this video blog only because I already reviewed it as solo video blogs each. And this is the time when Leprechaun Origins came out, and I was like, there's no Warwick Davis. You know the Leprechaun is shitty in Leprechaun Origins. So I said, you know what? It's time for me to defend Leprechaun in the Hood or Back to the Hood, Part 5 and 6, because at least give it credit. At least it had Warwick Davis in it. And you know what? I felt like the sense of humor of Warwick Davis and the style of the Leprechaun was still in that movie. So, you know what? I like 5 and 6 now, so I decided to let it slide. But I will try to post a link to the review when you watch this video in card format with the new YouTube format. Besides that, let's talk about a little bit of Leprechaun 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yes, I love all of them. I don't hate them. Never did. I love Warwick Davis' Leprechaun. To me, that's what carries his character, carry the movie. And what I like about Leprechaun is like watching it's always like a different version of the Leprechaun. It's like the same Leprechaun, but it's like his story and his style is always different. Like in the first movie, right? In order to defeat him, you need the four-leaf clover, right? And you have like this a family that move into a town and then in a new house, and and accidentally they remove the four-leaf clover, and he comes out of his box. And this is in the first movie, and the leprechaun wants his gold, and of course he's gonna attack whoever gets in his way. And then you get Leprechaun Part 2, right? When the story is different. This time, he's going to America, right? He been found in, well, he been released from a tree from a bomb, right? And he's on a 1,000-year old quest to get the woman that he wanted, that he desired, because in the past, in the flashback scene in the movie, not the flashback, in the prelude part of the scene of Part 2, he feeling in the woman that he wanted because the father of the daughters was able to stop the leprechaun. But the point of the Leprechaun Part 2 is that that was his mission. He wanted the woman that he wanted, and he waited many, many years to get the woman that he's going to get. But what stands in the Leprechaun way is the woman's boyfriend. And of course, he got to do to stop the Leprechaun with the help of his friend. And I like Leprechaun 2 because Leprechaun 2 was like, because I like the blood and gore in that scene. Like in that movie, you see a little bit more blood and gore with the comedy of the Leprechaun still intact, by the way. How and you see how he captured the woman and how he put her underground because he's gonna make her his bride, and how the woman trying to escape his lair, and you get the final battle scene, of course, how they gonna stop the leprechaun, and the Leprechaun 2 is really like iron, you know, and then we get to Leprechaun 3 when this time we got the Leprechaun in Las Vegas. And the way this one's played out is that the Leprechaun is in a statue, already trapped with the medallion, and you will see that in the fifth and sixth installment. Like, if I remember, in the hood was the same thing with the medallion also. But besides that, in part three, it's mostly more. You see, like the beginning part of the movie to me stretched out because it was the Indian guy who bought the statue from the bum guy who was selling the statue to get rid of it, and he removed the medallion, releasing the leprechaun. And you see the Indian guy that owns a pawn shop was the leprechaun stretches out while you got this college kid. He picked this woman. Trying to get to her work site, and they kind of like down on their luck in a way. And meanwhile, the kid gambled too much. He went to the pawn shop. He comes across the dead pawn shop owner. He took a piece of gold from the leprechaun, and the leprechaun finds out, and then he goes to where the boy is staying, and he's gonna kill anybody who gets his away from getting his gold, you know. And it's pretty much like I said, the way to stop this leprechaun is with the medallion, and I like part three also, even though it stretches out, but I kind of had a place in the heart for part three. But now we get part four, we get Leprechaun in space, and it's like a whole new territory now, and it's weird because the way they did Leprechaun 4 is like they pretty much ripping off Alien, the Aliens franchise movie. How you got a like alien ship attacking crew members. Well, that's what you got. You got this leprechaun. He kidnapped a princess, and the princess later on you find out she's a bitch anyway. That she actually supports the leprechaun, even though the leprechaun made her a better offer. You know, like let me kill your father. I become king, become queen. I'll give you gold. You know, pretty much that. And then you get like this military troop had to stop this monster, the leprechaun. Of course, they carried them into the ship, and the leprechaun was able to come inside the ship also through a guy, you know. And they kind of, like I said, they rip off Aliens, Alien Part One, Alien Part Two in this movie, in a way I would say. And it just gets comical, you know. So you got the crew members have to battle the leprechaun out while the leprechaun is searching for his bride, his queen. You know, later on, like of course you know she's a bitch anyway, the queen of this planet called Dominia, I think. But and then you get another villain, which is gonna be the scientist. Later on, he becomes like a mutant. But pretty much, you get the like I said, you got the crew members have to survive, beat the leprechaun, and you know survive. You know, and the way they kill the leprechaun in this one, well, think of it as Jason X. You know, nothing new again. You know, but like I said, I like the all four Leprechaun movies. Never had a problem with it. I think they were all enjoyable in their own way. I kind of like the take on the Leprechaun, each of them being a different story based of origin of each, even though it's the same character, same Leprechaun, same sense of humor, same style of kills, how the Leprechaun will kill people, you know, like the way he is. You still have that flair, but the story about it is different. So you gotta give it credit for that, you know. And of course, also check out my review for part 5 and 6, which I did solely, and I'll post the link on this video blog too. Anyway, peace, guys, and see you later.